Yes, Khaya.
So it's Khaya Madiba from Gehring Engineering. I'm posing this question more to ABSA and Standard Bank, but also for the other participants and audience to also hear this. We manufacture replacement components such as engine gaskets out of aluminium from 0.9 millimeters thick up to 2 millimeters thick. We have come to find that this is a requirement, specifically aluminium, because it's more robust, it can absorb the heat. And some, companies and mechanics use this. We have tried to, we have had the thought, not necessarily tried, but we've had the thought of actually increasing this offering, where you can have someone who could actually open up a stall and provide these specific gaskets as a requirement. Now, under the banks, this is not a franchise, but it's a gap in the market where people struggle to get gaskets, and we manufacture them from scratch. Would there be possible funding or assistance for an individual? Let's say one of the audience members would like to actually open up a store, even if it's a small one, to offer such things. Would the banks be considerate of supporting or financing such a model or business model?
Okay, so anything it's fundable. However, it's very important one, we understand the business, the numbers, and is there a market for that. The biggest investment, and then you will guide me. It will be the equipment. How easy it is to get the raw material, how easy it is to get it to the end consumer. And we are talking about gaskets. I mean, from you are an engineer, so all the requirements needs to go there. So we'll view that as manufacturing, but then if it's feasible from finance point of view, there is enough market for the customer to be able to pay. The biggest cost, it will be the equipment. But the devil is always in the details. So it's very important that we do have that continuous discussion.
Yeah, Kai, just from the Standard Bank point of view, I don't think you're asking from the franchisee whether they need equipment, because I assume you would have the equipment, you are supplying them. I assume that's how it will work. So yes. to me it's around volumes, because as you know, if you try and sell one product as opposed to selling a basket of products, the viability becomes a lot better if you can do a lot more than just supplying gaskets. So I guess if you could supply a basket of items to a store, they come to us with a decent business plan that makes sense. Because the one thing I didn't mention in our presentation, in the old days when myself and some like Khaya and the guys, when you grew up, it was around, do you have security to fund for the facility that you require? That in a way has changed in a big way. The one issue is around, do you as an entrepreneur know what you're doing? So that to us is a big question. Do you understand your business? That's the first question. The second one is around, can you afford to repay me? And I think that's so important, because in the old days it was around, do you have security to cover the debt? Now it's not the first question we ask. The first question is, do you know what you're doing? The second question is, can you afford to repay me? And if the answer is yes to those two questions, the transaction becomes a lot more easier. And then obviously, if it's a higher risk industry, then we will consider some measure of security. But the important thing is, when you supply that to, let's say you want to franchise your business, or you want to get franchisees out there, what you supply them must be sufficient for them to be able to repay their debts and run their business. I think Lerato would probably tell you, cash is king in those businesses. If you don't have the cash flow, you ain't have a business. Hope I answered your question. Can I have answered your question? Sorry.
Yes, you have answered my question. Thank you. And I hope from the audience someone will actually look into that gap, because there is a gap in the market. We do have individuals coming in at the moment, and I really think it can be centralized.